So fair warning, I really don't think that these ears are going to last more than about 2 or 3 minutes of video, tops. They just do not stay on. The headband is far too small for my head. But we're going to roll with it. What is up, people currently being blinded by lined rings? I am Cospunk, and I am back for a very special unboxing. God, that light ring really is bright. I feel like all the cosplays I own are either fully covered, like neck to toe, full suits, or this. To be fair, technically speaking, I am pretty covered. I mean, thank God for dancer's tights, am I right? This week we are unboxing another fantastic anime figure, but a type of figure that I have not actually owned before. As you might be able to tell by the title, this is actually my first ever bunny figure, and perhaps more importantly, my first ever quarter scale figure as well. I have always wanted to own a 1/4 scale figure in my collection, but I haven't had the chance to before, well, I guess today, really. The biggest scale figure I've ever owned is a 1/6 scale, and that was one of the, do you guys know the Medicom Real Action Heroes line? I have either the original or one of the earlier Riot Ayanami figures from that line. But basically everything else I collect is either a 1/8 or a 1/7. I prefer 1/7 scale, but I have a few 1/8s as well. If you have absolutely no idea what I'm talking about, scale refers to how many times you'd have to like multiply the size of it to get actual person size. I didn't explain that very well. So for example, a quarter scale figure is 1/4 the scale of an actual human being, or in this case, the anime character which the scale figure is of. Genuinely surprised these bunny ears are staying on as long as they are. They do not like to play ball. So I have here today a giant box. Let me retrieve it. So I got this off eBay, actually. I usually get stuff from AmiAmi, and whilst this figure in question was available on AmiAmi, and I think she still is at the time of recording, she's quite a big figure, and I didn't want to pay for really expensive overseas shipping and customs as well, again, because I've done that like 3 times in the last month. So I got her on best offer, and by the time that I would have had to pay shipping and customs from Japan, it would have come to about the same anyway, so I think I got it for a pretty reasonable price. As you can see, the shipping box was absolutely ginormous. So I've got Knife Chang with me once again. We're going to crack her open and check out the sweet, sweet plastic goodness inside. I do not think I managed to cut through that very effectively whatsoever. Alright, so the flaps have been released. Oh, okay. She's in there alright. So I've just wiped that down on the floor for now. I'm going to grab the figure out that's inside. So here she is, and as you can see, this is the absolutely stunning 1/4 scale painted figure of Bunny Suit, the second version actually, the red version, Ryuko Matoi from Kill la Kill by the fantastic Studio Trigger. In all things Trigger related, my dream of owning a Ryuko bunny figure was second only to my dream of Trigger hopefully adapting Metal Gear Rising one day. I can always hope. The box of this girlie is absolutely massive. And when I say massive, I mean ginormous. I've had some pretty chunky figure boxes before, but nothing ever this tall. Now, although I did get her from an eBay seller, she is completely brand new. She has never been opened, as I am sure you can hopefully see. The little circular stickers are on there. I thought it'd be really cute to get into a bunny suit and dress up today and unbox my first ever bunny figure. I know I'm not cosplaying Ryuko today, but I don't have a Ryuko wig, and that costs money. That I could be spending on figures. Damn, okay. Alright, so let's crack her open and have a look at the figure inside. So this is one of the freeing bunnies. Am I talking about my arse here, right? I'm pretty sure there's also a company called Binding that make bunnies. I don't really know. Please tell me in the comments. But this is one of the freeing quarter scale bunnies. For some reason, bunny figures always tend to be made in quarter scale, unless they're prize figures. I have seen quite a lot of prize figure bunnies recently. I think there's been some really nice Miku ones recently, and I'm pretty sure I've seen Rem and Ram from ReZero as well. You can get quarter scales of them as well. You can get several different versions of a quarter scale actually, but I can just about see her inside and she's looking pretty cool. I don't get why this box doesn't have a window in it, right? Because the black seat one did. And they've even got like the nice Kill la Kill themed like inlay as well. But the front of the box is just that. Oh my god, she is big. Oh, okay. Oh my god, she is very, very big. I know I was expecting big, but I didn't think I'd quite gotten into my mind how big quarter scale actually was. Okay, so we have the clamshell here. This is quite clearly clamshell packaging that has been designed for the black figure beforehand. But for a red one, I don't know why. The box thing just weirds me out a little bit, but who cares, right? Okay, so we've got a few things in here. We have first got the base. The base isn't particularly anything special, but it is fairly sturdy plastic, I guess, and it's got some glitters on it. Glitters? It's got some glitter on it. I told you they wouldn't stay. There's also a small compartment with what appears to be a part of the stand. I don't know why this wasn't just attached to the base, but alright. This is the smallest instruction card I've seen in my entire life. I assume that this just clips onto this. We also have some ears in here separately. I guess that freeing doesn't include the ears pre-attached to the figure because we could get snapped pretty easily if there's any damage or anything, or knocked about too much. And then of course, we have the girl herself with some very fashionable armwear at current. So please believe me when I say that this thing is heavy. I think the body for this figure alone probably weighs almost as much as like my entire Mordred scale figure, which I unboxed in a past video. Like bro, she is really, really big. The fact is that if she was stood up straight, she'd probably be like nearly half a meter tall. Let me see if I can get her onto the base and we'll have a better look at her. Okay, so she actually went on her base like super surprisingly easily. These pegs feel sturdy as anything, right? I can kind of understand why the other peg was separate now, because you kind of need to wiggle it about a little bit to get her on. I'm just going to try and put the ears in. They put these like ear spacer things in as well, so that stops the holes on the head shrinking. Alright, so the ears are now in two. One thing I do want to say is please be very careful when putting this figure together. Nothing on this figure needs to be forced. Everything goes in actually super smoothly if you've got the correct angle, but especially with how small some of these connections are, like the ears, for example, you want to just be super slow and careful with it, because that's something that's going to snap really easily. And when you paid so much money for a figure like this, you absolutely do not want to break it. So here is Ryuko in all of her bunny glory. I can absolutely understand why these figures cost so much money. This looks 10 times nicer in person than anything I've ever seen about this online. All the paint details and shading on her skin are super realistic. Like even on her back here, places where the shadow should fall are very, very accurately and well painted. The suit is in an incredible gloss cherry red. And even with the cherry red itself, it is not just simply a monotone color. There is some shading where the light would hit it. I'd actually really like to get a properly made bunny suit like this myself. The ones I tend to get are just off Amazon. This doesn't actually fit me super well. I think I need one that's a little bit tighter on the waist because it's super baggy. She has got some really cute cuffs with the little Kill la Kill cross on the side of them as well. As with pretty much all bunny figures, not every single one of them, but most of them, her tights are real fishnet tights, which is a super nice feature. Her shoes are also done in the same cherry red, probably like a patent leather or something. It's of course just plastic here, but it's a very realistic looking shoe. Her face is also super expertly sculpted. Obviously, if you know Ryuko as a character, she's very sort of brash and confident. She's what we in the business like to call a delinquent, or even maybe a punk. So as a fan of Gap Moe, I'm super duper into this figure. I think her expression is just on point, and I genuinely think this is probably how the character would react if she wore a bunny suit. Really nice big bow tie, her hair is really, really fluffy with lots of layers and choppy bits. She's got her trademark red swoosh as well in her fringe. Honestly, I'm really struggling to find like anything to criticize about this figure. Even the tail's really, really cute. I mean, this isn't exactly a review, it's more an unboxing of anything, but I am incredibly happy that I made the decision to purchase this figure, and I've actually got a couple more of the freeing bunnies on the way. I've got the Macamaramba Power pre-ordered, which come out later this year, I think. I've heard people say that when you get your first bunny, it becomes like a completely inescapable rabbit hole, pun intended. And I can really see why. If you're considering picking up this figure, go for it, 100%. I don't think you'll be disappointed. I think the only real challenge with this figure is finding the best place to display her. She is really big, but she doesn't take up a huge amount of real estate. Getting her in a cabinet, or at least the cabinet I have, might be kind of tricky because the shelves aren't super tall. And also, I can't really even see my cabinet from the angle I sit from my computer. So I'm gonna have a very strong think, and I guess you guys will see where I put her when I film my room tour in a few weeks. I was wanting to wait for a few more things to arrive before I filmed it, but I'm pretty confident that I'm going to be able to give it the go-ahead in the near future. I'm recording like 4 or 5 videos in the next week or two, so I'm going to have a bit of a backlog to edit and get through, but it is coming eventually. Also, for people who've been watching the channel for a while now, I have actually had quite a lot of new cosplay stuff arrive recently, so I'm going to be trying some new characters, new cosplays soon. I know I've done him and her a lot recently, and just Chainsaw Man in general, but I'm allowed to because this is my YouTube channel and I love Chainsaw Man. But there should be some more variety coming soon. And I'm not going to be in cosplay for every single video, it's just something that I think is fun. I've got 2 big merch hauls coming up in the near future, and I'm going to try and make a video about Gundam. I'm not sure exactly how it's going to come out, but we're going to give it a go. It might just be a slightly new video format for me, so I've got to work some stuff out. But I don't know, what do you guys think of bunny figures? What do you think of Ryuko? Do you like Kill la Kill? I'd love to know in the comments. Who's your favorite bunny girl? Please, I am obsessed with this sort of stuff. I'd really enjoy talking about it. If you've enjoyed the video today, I would really appreciate it if you'd consider leaving a like. If you want to see any of my future content, please consider subscribing to the channel. I've set a personal goal of trying to get to 500 subscribers at the moment. I think that's probably my next really big milestone. But aside from that, all that really remains to be said is, once again, thank you so much for watching. I have been Cospunk, and remember to love relentlessly. I am so hungry. I should go and find a carrot to chew on or something. For real though, I hate fruit, but vegetables, quite raw to BH.